Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've last streamed. I think about 3 weeks or so. And what I have in front of me here is a new project, but also an almost finished project. And I had some thoughts about it that I kind of wanted to share, so I figured I would stream it while also I'm going to fix some things about the mix. But yeah, I'm probably going to fail big time wording my thoughts like usual. But yeah, so this project is a cover that I did a few days ago, and it's a cover by this cover of the song Illusion by VNV Nation. And I did this because last week I was on vacation and I heard this song come on in the car while I was on Spotify, on my brother's Spotify, I guess. And I recognized it, and this is slight spoiler alert, but the only reason I recognize this song is from a game called Senua's Sacrifice, and I realized how much the song actually means. And while I was listening, I got some ideas on what some things that are pretty different from the original, but that might actually work out pretty well. So I was like, it would probably be pretty awesome if I would cover it. So yeah, a few days later I was back at home at my computer, and I was considering if I would actually do this or not, because I would consider whether I should take another project on my plate. I already have a whole album to work on. So I was like, it's like a consideration between investing this time to make this dream come true or whatever, to make this cover, or just let it die and forget about it or whatever. But I decided I will just start laying down some of the chords and record the vocals to just get the idea down at least. So I did that, and I figured out it was only 4 chords, which made it a whole lot easier. But I also really kind of liked how the vocals turned out, so I continued adding elements, and and the arrangement came together slowly, and everything sort of fell into place, and I was like, wow, this is turning out quite well. So I just ended up spending the whole day on it, and that ended up being 11 hours of work on a single day on this project, and I was really happy with the result. And I had basically the whole thing done in one day, except it was all pretty rough sounding. The mix was not very well done, and some sounds were, well, the sounds weren't all that bad actually, but it was like full of imperfections and stuff. So but yeah, that's also like trade-offs you gotta make to be more productive in less time. So I think that went pretty well. So like a few days after, I was like very tired and stuff from the 11-hour work, but I worked a little bit more on the mix and stuff. So yeah, I think it's like almost done now. So I'm just gonna play it now, I guess, and I will talk about why I didn't stream it, the creation of this thing also, but first I'll just give it a listen, and yeah, for that I will turn off the EQ so it sounds normal, and I'll also mute my mic. So, and I think actually I will just lower the volume a little bit, so I'm let's see, because I have a limiter on OBS and I don't want it to fuck up. Actually, I'll just disable the limiter. Okay, here we go. Alright, so that's it. Yeah, it's a very powerful song. And so the vocals on this are me, in case you didn't know. How mixed up you feel. And the vocals are not that great actually. They're like the timing isn't really that and the timing and pitch aren't really that much on point, but some of these, like these are all from the first day I worked on this, and so I didn't spend whole lot of time perfecting like all these lines. I just went with what's good enough. So, and I'm thinking I might just leave it like this, because it has some sort of like, I guess, a charm to it. And so yeah, one of the big differences between the normal version and my cover is that well, the structure comes out a bit more. So there's like some very distinct sections. So you have like the intro, which is pretty calm, and then here a small little build up, and then you get this part that is like kind of quite a bit like heavier and very like full sounding, with this part of the lyrics, like 2 bits here, and then it gets into this little section that is like, I guess you could say, a chorus or something. But the main idea on this cover was like the scream kind of vocals. I think that's very cool because it actually fits quite well. In the original there's nothing like that, it's just normal singing, but I think that screaming the first bits there is making it a bit more powerful, and then the screams also get a lot of reverb, so I'll just play this. Please don't go, I want you to stay, I'm begging you, please, please don't leave here, I don't want you to have. So yeah, that's also me. I double tracked the screams, so one of them is the mid, and one of them is side, and that works. And we got some sort of like normal instruments, like strings and Rhodes and like an electric piano sort of sound. Which are like these 3. And then we have the electric guitar, which is kind of also one of the main instruments in the song. I should probably leave this off for now so you can properly hear everything. So the guitar is not real actually. It's this plugin Revetar 2, which sort of generates like electric guitar input, sort of like string when you like hit the strings or whatever, and you can amplify that with some plugins and like distortion. It doesn't really sound like a real guitar, but it gets pretty close and it sounds pretty good in my opinion, so that's fine, I guess. And then in this section the guitar plays chords, but these these chords are kind of buried in the pads and stuff, but you know, it adds. And you also have these notes with the chords. It sounds a bit rough and stuff, but that's the point, so what else? There's this plug that's pretty prominent. This plug probably has a little too much high end, but I also made this thing which makes it sound like there's like a reverse before the plug, even though it's not really. So these are like two different synths here. It's just a 3x oscillator, and one of them is the plug and one of them is the like, it's basically the same thing, but it just fades in rather than, and this one has a like the normal plug has a reverb and fade in doesn't, so and we have the pads obviously. So that sounds kinda sketchy, this little fade in, but in context it's pretty nice. So I think this is a kind of a nice combination of like electronic elements and like rock elements. I kind of like that. And we have a sub, or like a bass that is kind of subby, and yeah, those are like the main elements. We got the drums, of course. So you can hear there that what I did with the mix is like the snare has a lot of reverb, and then the kick sort of sidechains that reverb. That's actually happening throughout all the reverb, also on all the instruments. And we have this just to add some groove. I might turn these up a little bit actually. I, this build-up is also a bit interesting, I guess. Well, we have this. Which is a synth that actually comes back at not over there. The synth actually only appears here fully, but it's in the build up here, just to like add some interesting sound to this build up. I know it's hard. And then the drums also have some build up stuff. So I did something interesting with these hats. Let's see, it's this one. This is a reversed one, and I played that. I played that on some different pitches and velocity levels as a little effect. And let's see, there's just a bunch of that going on. And then the guitar goes into these high notes, but it doesn't really continue that at this part. It will continue that stuff at this part as well. So there are some elements that sort of, I guess, tease the last part or whatever, like introduce the last part, even though they're not really coming up yet or whatever. Okay, so there's more guitar chords here. Also the like calmer elements that we have here, the strings and Rhodes and stuff, they don't play here anymore. We just have pads and guitar and this, just to keep the melody in there. And this is the reverse of that pluck thing again. So. And then we have this quieter section that really is, it's like super simple actually. It's just the chords on these instruments. But like the chords are so nice that it doesn't really need much else. But this is like the pluck again, and it's like chopped up, so the melody is like, doesn't really make sense here, but it's kinda does because I've already introduced it before. But this is something the original song also kinda does. It like plays a few notes of the melody, but not exactly in the same pattern all the time. So that's kinda where this comes from. You get the idea. This is just a bit of automation on the strings. And at this part, the guitar does like it plays like these high notes. Sorry about that. it sounds a bit compressed as well. I think that's because of this. Oh, wait. So the guitar isn't actually compressed, but it's just a distortion effect that, like, I don't exactly know how to explain this, but there's only so much sound coming through the distortion effect, I guess. So when you play all these different notes, it's like the newer notes get like more volume priority over the older notes, I guess, something like that. But this is just kind of nerd talk at this point. There's this one synth here that's pretty cool that I haven't really shown yet. So this one I did also the first day I worked on this. I was like, it's been a while. How exactly do I make these growly sounds again? And I just did something, and it actually ended up being like a really good one, or at least for this song. Yeah, I like that. It's very powerful in this context, and especially like with the sub and the pads and stuff. Although the pads are pretty loud, it kind of overpowers other stuff, but the pads are also like a main element, so I don't think that's a bad thing, really. And then of course you have the whole side chaining stuff that's like common among electronic music and stuff. So the side chaining is on all of these instruments, but not necessarily the same amount. Yeah, whatever. This pattern matches the kick pretty well, so that's why that pattern works pretty well there. And here the sort of scream grunt type of stuff gets a whole lot of reverb near the end, so it has a sort of dramatic fade out, and we get this guitar here that plays like, it plays this one off note, like a note that's like that it's not playing in the rest of the section, but that's sort of to mark the end a little better. And what else do we have? Ooh, I added a tiny note of this growly bass here, just to have like, because there's an effect on this bass that it's this one that's adds like reverse of a little bit that it displayed. Hear that? It like after I've released the note, it sort of comes back reversed. So if you play a tiny thing like this, it'll sort of make a little bit of noise. And the effect is it's not like too predictable on how it times, but that's fine. So you have like these little growly noises here coming out of the end of this part. I like that. The bass just continues, and alright, that's that thing. And we have this thing that's also at the intro. It's these two that are just some ambient type stuff. So that is just I think it's a square wave or something that's just going fully into the reverb with no dry signal. But yeah, that works. And we have the drums. So at the end of this part, like a symbol like that, it's pretty obvious to use that. But then it also does this, which is a little bit more unique. It's like hitting the cymbal like a bit more, what's the word? Gently. I think that's a thing drummers do sometimes, but I'm not a drummer myself, so I don't know. Yeah, I like the sound of it anyway. And then we also have this. Just kind of the same idea. And this is just a reverse of the Rhodes, I think, which is also used here. But it's cut off a bit earlier. And then we just have like yeah, whatever this is. I do like this actually, the little hats. It's like also with the velocity difference and the switch up there, it makes like a very nice like quiet kind of groove. And the snare gets in a sort of a filter here. It's this. And then near the end we have this. So the snare here just goes down in pitch. I actually just added that with a little bit less velocity, and we have this. Yeah. So that is sort of a walkthrough on this project. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll just continue working on the mix now for a little bit. I will, however, turn this EQ back on. Actually, I should have hit that on the stream because it was awful this time. So it's like that part on the stream. That EQ is there because that is there to like normalize the frequency response of my speakers, sort of, but yeah, that's like a different topic. I'm not really going into that right now. Oh yeah, also why I didn't stream making this project is because I know 100% sure that the project would not have been as good as it is now if I had streamed it. Because streaming is like distracting. I feel like I'm being like monitored all the time, and I have to justify what I do all the time. So especially when I talk on stream, it's super distracting. So and especially with projects like this, when I have some sort of inspiration and I just want to get it down, streaming is just in the way, really. As much as I like sharing what I do and stuff, it's like another trade-off I have to make. And that's also kind of the point of the title of this stream. And I titled this stream, "It's so easy to quit streaming," because there are just a lot of like downsides to it. Like even like you can just have like a schedule or whatever, but you can't always keep yourself to your schedule because of whatever reason. There are so many reasons, and like at some point you gotta ask yourself, like, is it worth the time and energy, and can I afford it at this time? And it's all trade-offs, especially when you got so many like ambitious ideas and you want to make something you want to make something happen or whatever. You gotta make a lot of trade-offs. And that's also with like because like you invest a lot of time into projects like this, and you cannot spend that time on like anything else, and it costs a lot of energy too, so you can work at that time, so you can't make money or whatever. You can't work on maybe other projects you already have got going. You can't keep up with your social life in that time. There's like a lot of things. So yeah, but I thought that this just like turned out really well in a really short time, because it's now at almost 16 hours, this project. Here's a little description or whatever. But yeah, for now I will work on this mix a bit, probably just mute the mic and have the EQ on, and yeah, so there were a few things like the high end on the plug, and the the master was actually, I think, limiting a little bit on this part. I'll get to that. So yeah, let me just turn off the mic now. Okay, I have no idea why this EQ was turned off. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to just be on. That's weird. That's also why the high end sounded a bit loud there. Okay, never mind. I'm kind of stupid. This is supposed to be the EQ, and this one I should have just deleted this because the way I set up this mix is with the fade in of that plug being on this channel and the actual plug on this channel, and the actual plug going into this channel, and then the EQ could be on both. So this EQ was on and this EQ I turned off, but I should have just deleted it. So I'll just delete that. Oh, I forgot to turn off the mic. Anyway, I don't know if I just improved that or made that worse. But yeah, that's kind of what I don't like about mixing anyway. Mixing is just like so subjective. I don't like to spend a lot of time on it for that reason. At this point, I feel like at this section, I feel like the kick is or something is like clipping a little bit, and when I rendered it last, it also sounded like it was a bit limiting on the pads or something. Maybe I should have a listen to that render. Yeah, there I heard it. It's like at the when the vocal is like, I don't want you to change. But like in the project here, I don't hear it limiting, even though I just have the master shit on. Oh, this is just a gain boost. We got that shit. It might be this one. But like, it doesn't matter if I don't hear it.
Wishing you were someone else, feeling as though
It might be the kick and the vocal causing clipping, even though they are not real. They don't have anything that relates them aside from the master. I don't think I added any side chaining. No. Should I?
I'm wishing you were someone else. Someone else. You're human after all. The feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. Feeling is done.
It might be this. Oops. This invisible limiter.
You're human after all. The feeling sometimes wishing.
I'm pretty sure it's that. So there's just too high of a peak in volume going into this thing, which causes it to clip. What do I do to fix it? Let's see which sound is the loudest. I think that the kick here is loudest. Oh, it's at like almost plus 2 dB. I don't know if that's bad or whatever, but yeah.
Feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else.
It's definitely the kick that is louder here, but there's also like a whole lot of compression on the vocals.
Feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else.
Anyway. Damn it.
Feeling feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. Feeling as though
Damn it, I keep hitting space on the mic enable disable thing. So it's pretty audible on like exactly this kick and this. The kick makes like a little, but like when I solo the kick and snare, I can't hear it. It just sounds normal, like right. Maybe the kick has too much in the mid, which I kinda doubt, but maybe it's 160. I could add some like sidechain thing, but I kind of don't wanna. I could like sidechain this thing. I'll see if that fixes anything. That didn't fix it.
You never belong. You never belong.
Okay, that that kind of sounds like it fixes it, but it doesn't sound good.
You never belong. This feeling is nonsense.
Man, this fucking sucks, dude.
You you
I feel like it is. The clipping issue is mostly fixed now, I think. But I'm not sure if this is a great solution. I'll just give this a listen.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel. Hoping what you need is behind every tone. Each time you get hurt, I don't want you to change. Because everyone has hopes. You're human after all. They're feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. Feeling as though you never belong. This feeling is not sadness. This feeling is not joy. I truly understand. Please don't cry now. The feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. The feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. Feeling as though. The feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. Feeling as though. The feeling sometimes wish. The feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. Feel.
I think it is just a little bit better. Like, best would just be to avoid this problem altogether rather than fix it, but the kick and the vocals are pretty essential elements. Maybe I could do some EQing in the kick, but that's usually... I don't think that's a good idea. I could do something like this or whatever. Maybe that's not as bad as I thought. I'll just listen.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel. Hoping what you need is
So like the problem with doing this is that the frequencies in the kick exist throughout the whole spectrum, because like a kick is very important in a song, and you don't know what speaker is gonna play your song and what frequencies those speaker can produce. So you want to have a kick throughout the whole spectrum, a kick sound. So doing something like this is not a great idea. But maybe I could also sidechain a bend in the kick like this, but to the vocal. That might work, because I noticed that the kick has a lot of high mid frequencies actually, which the vocal has as well. I should move this big controller to a different mixing channel, but I don't know if that will... I think that will mess with every control that's using this. Although, if I remember correctly, this is the only one that's being controlled. Let's just hope that that's the case. Okay.
Find every torn each time you get hurt.
Yikes. I think it's better now. The clipping issue is... And with that, I hope I have also fixed the limit sounding issue I had in the previous render, because that is an issue I'm not really getting right now. But I don't remember ever having that in the project, only in the render. But anyway.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel. Hoping what you need is behind every tone. Each time you get hurt, I don't want you to change. Because everyone has hopes, and human after all.
I just wanna say something real quick about this specific part of the vocal.
You're human after all.
It sounds like that is in triplets, I guess you call it. Or at least in context, it kind of sounds like it's in triplets, even though while I was recording it, I was not at all aware of that. Yes, a lot of the vocal is improvised in terms of pitches, like melody. So I was obviously I was referencing the original, but I in my own version, my cover, I had the lyrics in front of me and just the chords that I put in, and I just sung over that. So I wasn't really following the exact rhythm or melody that the original has. But I think that's generally just making it more original and a little, a bit more personal, I guess. Another thing I want to note here is that the chords were done by ear, so I didn't know what the chords were. I'm actually still not sure what exactly they are, but this is what I came up with for the third chord. It's doesn't really look like a chord, but it sounds pretty good actually. There's probably a ton of music theory people that can explain how it works, because it's probably just some sort of I don't know what you call it in English, like a chord but with some flip notes or whatever.
Please don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. I don't want you to Please don't go. I don't want you to hide. Change you, being like you are. Well, this is something else. Who would comprehend? But some that do lay claim, define purpose, blesses them. That's not what I believe, and it doesn't matter anyway. A part of your soul ties you to the beat. I'm still not sure, but what I do know is to us the world is different, as we are to the world. But I guess you would know that. Please don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't come. Please don't come. Please don't come. Please don't come. I want you to. Please don't come. I want you. Please don't come. Please don't come. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. I don't
Is my stream dying? It's looking like a red square. It's like using a higher, what's it called? Higher bit rate than what I assigned it to, so it goes red. But I don't know if that means the stream is dying. I also had this guitar at the intro that I probably won't keep in there.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel. Hoping what you need is behind every door. Each time you get hurt, I want you to change. Because everyone has hopes. You're human after all. Been feeling sometimes, wishing you were someone else. Feeling sometimes, wishing you were times, wishing you I'm sweet, sweet, I'm sweet, sweet.